No, it's the invocation, that's fine.
Okay. May we rise for the invocation? I'm going to go at this time. Mr. Arjona, can you lead us?
Yes, if we can, before we do the invocation, maybe have a moment of silence on Mr. Guadalupe Salinas, one of our staff members from the police department that passed away last week. So if we can please, moment of silence. Dear Lord, thank you for all your blessings. Guide us during our discussions. Give us wisdom so that we can make adequate decisions. Thank you for being our source of guidance. As always, we pray in your name. Amen.
Face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag Thank you. May be seated. At this time, do we have any public comments? No? Go ahead, Mr. Arjona. Next, we have Ms. Esmer. Manuel. Go ahead, ma'am. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Esmeralda Marmolejo, Esmer Marmolejo.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, I have some pictures I want y'all to
first item on the agenda under presentations, we have presentation of departmental reports. Tonight, we have Department of Planning and Zoning, Department of Parks and Recreation, San Juan Memorial Library, and the Department of Sanitation. Every department director is here, ready, available, if you have any questions for them.
Any questions at this time for any of the directors?
If I may,
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Mr. Arjona, I don't know if you're the one that provided the report for the 4th of July celebration?
Oh, that was Parks and Rec, Mr. Patrick.
Okay, I don't know who can answer this question, but was there any revenue that came in?
Get that?
Nothing?
Well, actually, there was some revenue on the food booth that we didn't, how many booths were there, Mr. Leroy?
Yes, I'm sorry. There was $900 worth of revenue of booths and 623 on the drinks.
123 drinks?
Yes.
There was no contribution on behalf of the EDC this time around?
No. Yes?
9,500?
Well, let me, no, it was not for the 4th of July. It was on the sponsorship that was pending from the Noche de Paz. So not from the 4th of July.
Not for the 4th of July?
No, sir. But it is 9,500 that came in on some of the sponsors that took place back in the Noche de Paz. They were still pending. But we just got them, as a matter of fact, today, if I'm not mistaken.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Aruna, on this issue and that drain, you know about it, and I think so David is working on it?
Yes, that's an item, and I wanted to discuss on that. That's an item that our utility director is already working on that. There seems to be some roots inside the pipes, and I know they're working on an item that we can get so that they can go in and root out those the roots that are inside the pipes. But yes, the utility director is well aware of that, the drainage problem, and we're working on that so that we can, take care of that matter.
I think the first day that we had those rains, those torrential rains, Mr. Juana, I think Mr. Salinas was out there, and I think Mayor was out there also.
Yes.
Actually, we were there, and that's where they identified those roots growing in those pipes, I
Right.
recall correctly.
And this is not the first time that this issue has arisen. This has been going on, like Ms. Esmer mentioned. I know it's been falling through the cracks, and I know I sound like a broken record, but in the past, I brought that issue up. And I think it's something, is Mr. Salinas here?
No, he's
No?
on a conference.
Okay, I think it's an issue that needs to be addressed.
And as a matter of fact, Mayor, we're addressing that item as we speak. That is not going to be as simple as just going and root out those items. We need to open cut
I
and
understand that.
replace those lines, because some of them are kind of old, but we're going to be redoing them. Can they?
It's not in-
I mean,
okay.
I'm sorry, but if you have any questions, ma'am, it'll be in my office if you'd like to come by.
Yeah. Feel free to call Mr. Arjona, our city manager, and he'll go ahead and assist you. And you can either walk in or you want to give him a call, however you like. But he will take the time to address the needs and the issues, ma'am. Okay? Thank you so much for coming here today. Thank you.
I want to address some issues on the street and alleys. I want to make sure that when the projects are done, so we have somebody to go and inspect those projects after the fact, because the actual contractors leave a lot of mess. If you drive on Obelix Street right now, there's piles of rocks and dirt along the curb, which stops the water from actually going through and going into the drainage. And if you go to Citrus and Obelix, and you actually look to the northeast, northeast corner of the there's a drain, and it's totally clogged of debris. And I talked to Mayor about it the other day, and yeah, and it looks really bad. Even right now, when I drove by, it's still there. You can see the wads of debris that's still there. The intersection of Ebony and where it tees off, it's really dirty and a lot of rocks in the area. I don't know if it's the contractor's responsibility or it's us as a city, but I think that once a project is done, somebody from the city has to go and inspect those
Most
things, make
definitely.
sure the contract takes care
Well,
of
we'll
it.
take care of that tomorrow, sir. We'll address it.
And I believe so, the one on Frontage Road going east on Frontage Roads, where Stewart Road hits.
Okay.
That's another one that's clogged. I just passed by.
Okay, we'll look at those as well. Mr. Munoz, can you please address that?
It's an outlet drive, they have asked me, it used to have white stripe in the sides, and if they don't have them, or are they gonna put them on, or?
That was not part of the bid. It is not required by the city because it's a street, it's a city street. But if you'd like, we can stripe them again.
But, just my concern is because on weekends that we have church there, there's a lot of cars parked on the site. And, I guess it would be kind of neat to
Is
have
that
that
on the church side? I don't know
On
whether.
the church side, it's a fire lane that they have the whole strip
That is
red.
red.
But on the opposite side, to the west side, they used to have a white stripe. He had a stripe on both sides.
Okay,
But you're not allowed to park on the east
church
side, but on the west side, you could.
okay.
And during Sundays, you had that strip full of cars, so it would be kind of nice to have that line so you can,
Yeah, we can most definitely do that.
Any other questions for the directors?
Who's the one in charge for the potholes right now? Eric?
Yes.
Eric, how are we doing with material to cover up some of the potholes? Are we doing okay on that, or do we need any more? 'Cause I've seen some potholes being,
The, on the potholes, we just ordered, we're gonna be ordering asphalt tomorrow. We're gonna order a bulk full, which is a trailer full. And, I do have some addresses that we do gotta take care of.
same one, same material?
It's the same
we've
one
been using?
material that we just used recently, which lasts longer out there, and then it's a lot better on the potholes. Juan Soto, pero, yeah.
Okay. I know that I passed through 9th Street, I believe, and I saw one of our vehicles, the one that, the Grappler, and it was there.
Yeah.
Is it working, it's not working, or?
The bearings gave out on that one. We just had a budget adjustment to go ahead and move some monies over so we can order the part. Part has, it's been approved with the PO, so tomorrow we'll be getting that part, and then we're gonna go ahead and start going out there with the grappler to finish up that area.
Okay. One of the residents was the one that called, and there was a vehicle up, from the city back there, and they left it up. So, just to let you know. Pretty much, thank you.
Any other questions? If not, we'll move on.
Yes, Mayor, the next item is on the presentation of the National Night Out. We have Captain and Mr. Sergeant Lopez.
Good evening, everyone.
Sure.
Yes, sir. My name is Jose Robles, Salem Police Department, and I'm here to do a quick brief presentation on National Night Out. It's the 35th National Night Out, and we'll be having it at our new police department at 301 East Ridge from 5 to 8. We already have certain generators already allocated for the event because what we have behind the new PD, and obviously we have no electricity, so that's why we had the generators. So we have that already. We also have music. Restrooms will be available for the public within the lobby. We have backpacks to give away, and we have over 20 vendors. They're still calling in, from snacks, drinks to arts and crafts, and we also have multiple agencies that will be attending. For the music, we have 2 bands so far. We have Texas Sweethearts out of Weslaco and Modos, it's Tejano music for entertainment.
You said you're doing it at the PD, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What made you guys, change your mind from the Mayfield to PD? I'm just curious, if that's where you guys decide, who decided on this? Was this the Crime Stoppers, or was it you all, the department yourselves? It was a department?
Yes.
Okay.
And the reason we're having the department is because the department is still not well-known to the community, and we want to bring a little more notice to the department there that we are on the south side, we are down here, we are here for the community, and we're here locally there with them. And that was one of the reasons why we decided to do it at the police department also.
Great answer. You know. Real good answer. No, seriously, because I figured, well, Mayfield, there's parking. I mean, it's a lot easier access, but you know what? You brought up a good point, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's the only question I have for you, gentlemen. Anybody else? No? Thank
Maybe,
you.
I'm sorry, Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
Maybe, Captain, if you can just talk a little bit about the officer that was recognized as Officer of the Year, but don't mention any names because of the security. Oh, here's the chief. But not to mention any names, though.
Good evening, Mayor. Yes, I just wanted to also just to add the fact that one of our officers that's assigned to the drug task forces was received a very prestigious award as Narcotic Officer of the Year for the South Texas region. So that's a applaud for the work that we're doing there with those federal agencies and plus the department and plus the commission allowing us to be partnership with the task forces. So it just helps out the the department. It's obviously the police department south side was built through asset forfeiture funds, so the majority of it. So I just want to share that with you all.
Great.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The next item under discussion and possible action, the first one is discussion and possible action to authorize city manager to execute a budget amendment out of retained earnings in the sanitation department to cover repair costs for the sanitation department and authorize the city manager to execute all related documents and budget amendment as needed. This is the item that we're pending in repairs on a unit. The cost on that particular unit is at $11,000. It's in the shop, so we're asking authorization to go ahead and authorize this budget amendment so that we can fix the truck and put it back in operation.
And the amount is 11,000.
11,000, yes, sir.
Any questions? Is there a motion? Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The next item is discussion and consideration, and consider proposed tax rate for the city of San Juan for fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2018 through September 30th, 2018, and setting the public hearings. Mr. Gonzalez.
Mayor, Commission.
Good evening, sir.
In accordance with the property tax law, if the proposed tax rate of 6,993 will exceed the effective tax rate of 6,988 or a rollback tax rate of 7,480, a record vote must be taken and also schedule 2 public hearings. The two public hearings will be scheduled for Tuesday, August 28th at 6:30 for the first hearing, and the second hearing on Tuesday, September 11th at 6:30 here in the San Juan Memorial Multiple-Purpose Room. Basically, here is just to set up the meeting, to take a vote, to set up the meeting for the first public hearing and the second public hearing.
Is there any questions, Mr. Leroy? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You're right, we need those stamps, sir. The next item is discussion and possible action authorize city manager to execute budget amendment for retained earnings in the amount of $35,000 for the purchase of tires and 90-gallon containers. This is an item that was brought before the last meeting. However, there was a question as to whether it was $28,000 or $35,000 that was brought up by Commissioner Ramirez, and the answer was that it was a $28,000. However, when we went back to the office the following day, it was discovered that indeed it was a $35,000, so we decided to bring it back so that it was approved accordingly. Not only the $28,000, but it was $35,000.
We're approving an additional 7, or we're approving 35?
No, an additional 7. So I'm asking that disregard the last action that was taken.
Okay, so we're gonna,
Right.
The
and then
total.
Right, the total. So it's a total for 35,000, not the 28.
Okay.
on the previous, legal counsel, on the previous agenda item that was already approved, do we have to go back and rescind that vote? Okay. So the motion would be to rescind the previous
First.
vote? Okay.
So is that in the motion?
Yes, sir.
Is there a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
And a motion to approve the 35,000.
35,000, yes.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And the last item is on the consent agenda. We have City Commission meeting minutes from June 26, 2018.
Is there anything that needs to be amended or remove under consent agenda at this time? If not, is there a motion to approve? Is there a second?
Second.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion adjourned at 6:52 PM. Thank you.